So my basic question is about the content in your channel, because sometimes you also talk about things about Iran. So you want to say the Islamic Republic is a tyranny, and you want to bring the monarchy back. But as far as I study, is that that Iran, before the Islamic Republic, wasn't a democracy as well. I mean, during the monarchy era, for example, you see the secret police during the Tsar era. So with that, how do you convince people around the world to support the monarchy you support back to Iran?
That is quite interesting, because that's a normal reaction I always get. People forget that monarchy that was mentioned, that was only going for about 20 years, less than that. Before that, they had constitutional monarchy. Obviously, CIA messed it up, but as usual. When one says, oh, the constitutional monarchy or monarchy is the best system for a country like Iran, culturally, it's because we say constitutional monarchy, not actual absolute monarchy. It makes no sense to have absolute monarchy unless you want to start a coup and someone take over. And to be fair, right now, the consensus in Iran is they want to have a referendum. They want to get rid of the Islamic occupiers, and who are backed by the CIA and basically and the Brits turned a blind eye. Then they know they made a mistake, but they don't actually know why they made a mistake. So they're never going to learn. But the point of it is that there's going to be a referendum, and the people, generally speaking, they either want constitutional monarchy or they want, when they say republic, it's kind of like, not necessarily the American version, but a different, it's not a French version, basically. It's going to be like a constitutional monarchy, but in terms of the republic. So the presidents will essentially be completely, well, not necessarily symbolic, but he would just be the head of state. But the head of government will be still parliamentary democracy. The situation with the whole Iran thing is interesting, because I talk about it on the channel, and one, because the media isn't talking about it, and that's kind of just embarrassing. That I've spoken to a few MPs, and there were other friends who got some MPs to raise questions in the comments. When I said earlier, don't kind of concern yourself with party politics because they're all stupid. They genuinely are. So many of these MPs don't even know where Iran is on the map. You would think they should know, but they didn't know. And they had to ask me to brief them over what the situation is. I'm like, okay, I know that BBC and Sky aren't talking about it, but you still have a phone and this website called Google. Or I'm sure you've seen a tweet. Why are you not following me on Twitter? and to be fair, they should really know the basics. But then when they were asking me to brief them, not the details, the basics. Like, that's just embarrassing. So we have to actually fight for that. And the thing is, I'm not a globalist, and I'm against globalism. Ultra-globalism is just nonsense. But so when I talk about Iran, it's not people on the left say, oh, why is a British Iranian talking about the Iran thing? Just focus on your Brexit. But it's because we also claim to be pro-freedom. We have to promote freedom everywhere. But the way we do it is different to the way globalists promote anything that they do, whether it's the corporatism, whether it's or international socialists. We don't do it because we want to impose freedom on people. We're just doing it to tell them, by the way, you're not alone. There is an alternative. Have hope, have optimism. Freedom is still there. That's the whole point of what I do. I'm just trying to be a megaphone for the Persians, essentially.